First and foremost, I want to give a lot of credit to Missouri State. I thought they played a really good game. We tried to prepare our guys for the last couple of days. They play a funky style. They really do, and they do a great job. Coach Ford does a great job, and they got some really talented players. And they're big, they're athletic, they're long, but they play really slow, on both ends. And I felt like when we got up early, 8-0, I think our guys thought all of a sudden it was going to be easy. I could just tell in our faces and our eyes in the huddle. And I told our staff, I said, hey, we're going to be in for an absolute war tonight, and in which we were. And, we have to be able to play to our identity at all times. And this was the first game this season that I felt like we did not. I felt like our effort wasn't quite there on the defensive end like it needed to be. Our toughness and our tenacity wasn't there. I didn't think we did not impose our will on the game on that end of the floor. I thought, I challenged those guys at halftime. I said, hey, listen, we have obviously 10 turnovers at half. We had 1 offensive rebound at half, which was a problem. And again, I think second half we responded a little bit in those 2 areas. I think we had 5 turnovers in the second half, and we ended up with 10 offensive rebounds in the second half. Obviously, we had a big one towards the end of the game that kind of helped seal it. But again, we got to continue to get better. The season is an absolute eternity. It's a marathon. We got to get back to the drawing board. Obviously very, very pleased that we were able to squeak out a victory against Missouri State, but we got to learn from wins, and so we don't take a loss here.
Travis, their zone pushed the ball outwards and forced you guys to take a lot of outside shots. What did you think of your shot selection and just in general the volume of 3 points?
Yeah, I don't care about 3-point shots. I don't care. I don't flinch. We're going to take those all night long. I do not care. What I do care about is turnovers. That's a problem. I look at turnover. I know we ended up with 15 turnovers. That's a problem. For our team and who we have. We try to get the ball inside. Again, you got to take what the defense gives you. I thought we got the ball inside a lot. If that produces an open 3 on the kick out, then I'm all good with that. I'm all good with that. I thought for the most part we took better 3s tonight than we have all season. Again, where I was disappointed, though, was just the casual turnovers that we had in the first half specifically. That can't happen. Good teams don't do that. And then we can't get our defense set at the other end, which is a problem.
I was curious about when they were called for flopping. I think you had 3 different guys shoot free throws.
Yeah.
How do you choose who's going to shoot those free throws?
Usually we got it in practice, who's kind of then – it could be either the hot hand, Shannon. I always say, again, I know, we track free throws every day. Our guys shoot 100 free throws every single day. I know who's got the best percentage from first to last on our team. Usually we'll do that, but if a guy's got a hot hand, if he's maybe made 5 free throws in a row, the previous possessions, and then we'll go with that hot hand. Maybe he's in a little bit of rhythm. But obviously we missed a couple big ones. Thank God Najee made the one at the very end.
What did you think of the flopping calls? It's obviously kind of a new thing. What is your understanding? Were they explained to you at all?
Yeah, it's I think it puts officials in a really tough spot. I really do. I don't know how you officiate it, but they have to, right? It's what they're being asked to do. I would tell our guys and all the time, right, in practice, if you flop, it's automatic -1 on our Xavier way. That's a turnover. And again, for us, because again, we know what the ramifications can be in the game, because you get a warning, right? Which I think we got a warning as well tonight. We got 1. Thank God we didn't ever get a second one to where it was a technical foul and they got free throw.
You spoke about the defense and how the effort wasn't there tonight, but I know you spoke to the fact that they play a little bit of a funky style, but they shoot 48%. You turn them over 22 times, and you hold them to 56 points. So what do you make of that end of the floor tonight?
Yeah, I didn't think we were very good on the defensive end. I thought, again, it's a lower possession game, because they play really slow. So the points per game doesn't really matter to me. We gave up 56, but I look at the field goal percentage defense, and it stinks. And we got to be a lot better. And like I said, within our system, we got to play harder. We got to be able to execute our defensive system, and that's on me. I got to get our guys to do that for 40 minutes, which we have not put together 40 minutes this year. And that's got to be our identity no matter whether we're playing here in Cintas, in Charleston, at Villanova. I really don't care. That's who we are.
this is 2 games in a row now where it's tight late and you need someone to make a play, and Tyreek had a big offensive rebound, but Paul Scruggs attacks the basket and gets you a bucket. I mean, what do you love about his killer instinct?
Paul's fearless. At that point in the game, the clock was kind of dwindling down, and you wonder, hey, I almost called a timeout because we're allowed to call timeout in the last couple minutes of the game now. But then I saw the ball kind of get swung to Paul, and I said, hey, you know what, we're just going to let this thing roll. And Paul played tremendous. I thought he played with great poise. He took open shots, took good shots. He got to the lane. I think he finished with 5 assists, one turnover, I believe. He was really good, and I told our guys afterwards. I gave him a lot of credit for the way that he played tonight because he hasn't practiced. He didn't practice there for about a week, and he probably wasn't quite at 100% against Missouri. And he made some big plays at the end of the game against Missouri as well. That's just who Paul is. He's fearless. He's ready for that moment.
Travis, did Q look more like a senior point guard tonight? He stepped in and took that charge against that big bull, and 6 assists and only 2 turnovers?
Yeah, I thought Q was fine, man. Again, he's got to finish a little better around the rim and stuff, but he had some good looks. I thought for the most part he took open threes. I thought he made better decisions. We still got to clean up a couple of them. But I thought, defensively, without watching film, he's got to, again, I keep on telling him, don't gamble too much. Start gambling too much, and all of a sudden you're going to give up a wide open shot. But I thought he was much better tonight. And again, like I said before, I have complete confidence in Q. Q's going to continue to get better. There's some highs and lows individually for everybody on our team, and there's going to be throughout the season. It's about just staying the course.
You flip-flopped, I think you flip-flopped Bryce around from 0 to 1. I mean, he seemed to heat those. They're pretty good guards. He did a pretty good job.
Yeah, no, Bryce is a tough kid. He's just, like I've said it before, he's like a gnat. He kind of always just kind of flying around, becomes annoying. He's tough. He's physical. He gives us that toughness that we need on that defensive end, and I continue to expect big things out of Bryce moving forward.